Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Ask and Be Inspired affiliate marketing live stream, designed to help you get unstuck, produce results, and achieve time freedom, even if you're brand new. What I'm going to go ahead and do right now to kick this off is to read to you a couple of messenger conversations I had not too long ago with a couple of people in which you can learn from about what not to do when it comes to connecting with people in their messenger inboxes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now, pull up those conversations and I'll read them to you aloud. So let's look at this first one. So this is one of my Facebook friends who has never messaged me for a long time. All of a sudden, out of the blue, comes out to me with this message. Hey there, I hope you're doing well. The reason I'm reaching out is because we have an exciting project going on right now. And maybe you know someone who could be a perfect fit. But if not, no worries at all, no pressure. Here are the details. Our company is on the hunt for individuals, whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, who can work from home either part time or full time. You don't need to be an expert with a fancy degree. Experience, not required. Fresh graduates, absolutely welcome. Age, well, anywhere between 21 to 65 years young. Now, let's talk about what's in it for you. A fantastic opportunity that pays well. The freedom to work from home or anywhere you prefer. Only 2 to 3 hours a day. Monthly incentives to sweeten the deal, the chance to earn travel incentives, and here's the exciting part, profit shares, plus the potential for serious career growth. So if this sparks your curiosity, let's chat more about it. Looking forward to your response. Now, mind you, this is somebody that's supposedly been in the marketing game for 12 years and decides that this approach is a good idea. Let's look at another conversation I'll read to you aloud. So let me go ahead and find it here. Okay, so this is another conversation I had with someone in which she says, hey, Mark, I know this might be kind of a long shot, but I've got to ask, would you be, by any chance, open to taking a look at a way to develop an income stream outside of what you're currently doing? And I respond with, how do you even know if I have a need for this if we've never talked? Completely dodges my response and just goes straight for the pitch, in which she replies, well, it's all about Mixocelis Incorporated. It's a registered investment management firm that specializes on cryptocurrency investment, agriculture investment, real estate investment, cannabis investment, and precious metals. We provide a dynamic investment solution to investors in need of a self-operating portfolio, as well as a smart funds with flexible and investment capitals. It's well mastered. And here's the link for it. Here's the company referral link. Check it out for more amazing details about this amazing opportunity. Whew, that was a mouthful. So, what do these two conversations have in common? What is wrong with the messages that I just read aloud to you just a moment ago? They're going straight for the pitch. I see a lot of people out there that go straight into pitching whatever it is that they're selling without having the actual human to human conversation first. And I've seen a lot of people do this over the years, and sometimes it just gets on my nerves and it pisses me off. Why? Because it doesn't come naturally, because it doesn't really feel like a human being is talking to you. It feels more of like a robotic scripted response. And chances are, who's going to want to sign up with you if you're just approaching people in their messenger inboxes, like in the couple of examples I shared with you just a moment ago? See, if anybody is telling you, especially if they're walking around with a title like a coach or a mentor, if they're telling you to do this in your messenger inboxes to people, you got to get out of their coaching program or whatever it is that you bought into, because this kind of thing simply does not work. I don't care if it's coming out of the mouth of somebody that's already earning six figures. Just because you see people earning money on the internet, it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing the right things. You gotta take a different approach on messaging people. In fact, I would highly recommend less pitching, more connection. Write that down. Less pitching, more connection. You want to have that human to human interaction when it comes to messaging people and figuring out whether there's a need for your business opportunity or not. Don't go straight for the pitch. This is almost like somebody walking up to you and saying, "Hey, my name is Andrea. Do you want to marry me? Here's the ring." No, you don't want to approach people like that. Now, in that context, you're just going to be scared off and thinking, "No, I don't want to marry you. I don't even know you." See, that's key right there. You cannot expect people to buy whatever it is that you're selling if they don't know you. If they don't know anything about you, how do you expect them to do business with you? It's like asking for a relationship up front. Imagine going on a dating app and then you meet up with a potential match. Then they just pull out the question, "Will you marry me?" Are you going to say yes? No. It works like this in business. A lot of people think that it's easy to just get signed up with a business opportunity. Then they go out and message a bunch of different people on the internet, hoping to get that one individual that will bite, maybe two, and then they can happily rejoice and there's nothing else that they need to do. It don't work that way. Business doesn't work that way. If you want people to actually be interested in whatever it is that you're selling as your business opportunity, you got to give them a reason to. But not just any reason, but before that, you got to give them the time in which they need to get to know you. See, the reason why you're struggling in promoting whatever business opportunity that you're involved in right now, it's because you don't take the time to build your personal brand. You don't take the time for people to get to know you. You are in such a rush to make that sale without even building that know, like, and trust relationship with whoever it is that you're speaking to. I get messages like the ones I mentioned earlier on in this live stream. I get messages like this all the time. And it really pisses me off that people actually believe this kind of marketing tactic works when it actually doesn't do squat. So, what I recommend that you do is learn to have that normal human to human interaction. Think of like you're out there in the open and you decide to initiate a conversation with someone. How would you approach that individual? Are you just going to go up to them and say, "Hi, my name is Mark. Will you be my friend?" I mean, that's really being pushy. What you want to do instead is if you're having a conversation with someone for the first time, you can initiate the conversation with an icebreaker. Now, this icebreaker we're talking about in the context of messaging people online in their inboxes. You can go on their profile, look for something to be the icebreaker. It doesn't even have to go into business. In fact, I would recommend that you don't do that. What I would recommend that you do is just get an icebreaker going. Find something on their profile that you can speak about. Sometimes what I will find on some people that I add on social media is I'll find something like, let's say, I'm a huge Batman fanatic. And if I see that they like Batman, I'll start the conversation with, "Hi, Irene. Thanks for accepting my friend request. I noticed that we both follow, or actually, I noticed we both like Batman. How long have you been into the superhero Batman for?" Or sometimes I will ask them, "Is he your favorite superhero, or what's your favorite superhero?" And I'll just initiate conversation like that. And then it won't always be on that topic, but the conversation can be switched up into, "What is it that you do?" And then I'll go on from there. Now, if you do this right, the conversation will lead into the question of whether or not they have a need for your business opportunity. You got to communicate with people like this, especially when you're running a business, because nobody likes to be sold to, nobody likes to be pitched to. There have been way too many people out there that have been doing it to this day, and it needs to change. You want to be generating those leads, you want to increase your chances of making those sales, you got to take on a different approach. Otherwise, it's just going to be insanity. And you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Don't fall into insanity. You want to implement a strategy that works. And to connect with people on Messenger in their inboxes, you want to talk to them like a real human being. Don't be using scripted responses, because people can pick up on that right away. I can pick up on that right away because I've talked to numerous amounts of people over the years, and I've learned what patterns they have, especially when they approach you with whatever opportunity that they're selling. You don't want to operate your business like that. You want to have that human to human interaction. You're a real human being too. I'm a real human being. So why don't we just start talking like normal human beings, build that connection, and then further into the conversation, decide whether or not whoever you're talking to has a need for your business opportunity, your product, or your service. And hey, even if you do all of this right, a lot of times you won't get people responding to you. And that's okay. You don't need to fret about it. As Jeffrey Combs puts it, you can't win them all. Don't get affected if somebody doesn't reply to a message that you send them. Sometimes people are not interested in connecting with you, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just that they just simply not interested in talking to you. And that's nothing personal. You don't want to take it personal, especially like, let's say you're having a conversation with somebody, it goes really well, and then you find out that there is an opportunity to close the sale, and then you do it in a way that it doesn't sound pitchy. And let's say whoever it is that you're talking to says no. You don't take that personally. And as my coach and mentor, Coach Ace, put it, she says, they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting the offer. So always keep that in mind when you're talking to people on Messenger or in their message inboxes for any social media platform. They're not rejecting you, they're rejecting the offer. Or it could be simply that they're not interested in connecting with you. But know that if you do this over a consistent period of time, you will attract the people who are interested in whatever it is that you have to offer. You don't even have to open up with a pitch, or you don't even have to be clever about saying the right things. Just have that conversation, because these are real people with real problems, real pains, real challenges. These people that are best suited for whatever business opportunity that you're promoting, they're actively searching for someone that's going to help them achieve success, not just make money. Everybody that gets involved in building a business obviously needs money, but they want to see if who they're talking to is actually going to care about their success and help them get to whatever destination that they want to go to. And you want to be the leader and the authority in your marketplace. You want to talk like a normal human being instead of a used car salesperson. It's important that you understand this because this is a growing problem that has been going on for so long in this industry. And with a lot of people promoting business opportunities online right now, and it's getting tiring. And quite frankly, I've had enough of it. Be the one that is the exception. Be the one that is going to connect with people like a real human being. Be yourself. Because that's the brilliant thing about being in this industry and building a home based business. You get to be yourself. There's nobody telling you what to do. There's no boss breathing down your neck telling you to act a certain way and push people just to get them to do business with you. You're in charge of calling your own shots. So be that leader and authority that shows other people that you care, that is interested in building that connection more than making a sale. Less pitching, more connection. Okay, so what I'll go ahead and do right now is I'll go into the next segment of answering questions. I had some questions that came in prior to this live stream, and I'm gonna go ahead and get answering with the first one. Shaylee asks, should I do business with a solo ad vendor that approaches me? That's a great question, Shaylee. And the short answer is no. I'll tell you why. I've gotten a lot of solo ad vendors that have approached me over the years. I even still get some to this day. And from what I can tell you from experience, is if you see any solo ad provider approach you, like let's say they add you as a friend on Facebook, and then you start talking to them, and then they start selling you their services, you don't actually want to do business with them. Because a lot of the times, the stories I've heard from people that do business with solo ad vendors who approach them without doing their proper research first is they end up getting scammed. They either don't get their clicks delivered or they do get their clicks delivered, but the results are crap. I remember I had a buddy of mine, Jason Hopkins, who did a solo ad run with a vendor and he never got his clicks delivered. And he got really frustrated because he lost money from doing business with that solo ad vendor. And it created a distrust in him into thinking that solo ads don't work. I'm here to tell you that there are solo ad vendors who are reputable, who their traffic is very good, but be mindful of solo ad vendors that approach you and ask you for business. Just because they take the time to message you and friend you, it doesn't mean that they have your best intentions. And it also shows that they need some business, that they are desperate for sales. Because a solo ad vendor only has one goal in mind. It's just to sell you clicks. So if you see any solo ad vendor approach you and they're being pushy about it, stay away from them. Don't do business with them. Do your research, learn how solo ads work, learn the whole formula behind that. And once you do, you'll be able to search out solo ad vendors who are reputable, who have good quality traffic. And when you do everything right, you can get great results with them. Rodney asks, what are the basics of creating a good Facebook profile for business? This is a great question, Rodney. And what you want to do for creating a Facebook profile for business. Now, mind you, this is not a fan page we're talking about. We're talking about a personal Facebook profile, but you want to only keep it for business. One of the first things I would recommend that you do, Rodney, is to make sure that you separate your friends and family from your business profile. This is the big thing that you need to do because the last thing that you want is your friends and family seeing whatever it is that you do for your business. And then they're going to get pissed off and seeing that kind of content because they're going to feel like you're pressuring them to get involved with whatever it is that you're doing for business. So, just to keep it simple, create a separate Facebook profile for business. And then you can keep your account where your friends and family are for personal use. Do whatever you want on there, but make sure that you create a separate Facebook profile for business. Keep your friends and family off of it. So that was the first thing I would do. The second thing is you want to go into your settings on your Facebook account for business, and you want to make sure you set it to public. Now, I know there's a lot of concern about, well, I want to have like my privacy. I don't want people seeing any of my posts or any of my content unless they're friends with me. You got to change that mindset. If you're building a business on Facebook, how are people going to see your content if you have your settings to private or friends only? So you want to go ahead and make sure that you set your settings on your profile to public. So that's the second thing. The third thing I would do is to make sure to fill out the necessary details. So make sure you have a short title of who you are. So, for instance, if you go on my Facebook profile, you will see that right next to my name, I have internet marketer, or on my bio, internet marketing strategist. And then you want to fill out the necessary details. So make sure that you fill out your about me section. Don't make it too lengthy. And you want to make sure that you word your about me section and tailor it to where it's relevant to whoever target audience that you're targeting. So make sure that you take the time to do that. Then afterwards, what you want to start doing is you want to start building your audience. How do you go about doing that? You go about doing that by going on other influencers, other leaders and authority figures in your niche. Go find their Facebook fan pages and start adding those people to your profile. Now, mind you, don't add them all at once, just add them one at a time with a reasonable time gap in between. This could be like anywhere from at least 1 minute or longer. And then once you start adding people to your Facebook profile, start rolling out content in which your target audience can gain value from. It's the kind of content that they're searching for. It's okay to mix in posts here and there that are more personal and showcase your personality and what you're all about. But you want to make sure that a lot of your content needs to be the kind of things that your target audience is looking for. So make sure, and if you haven't been writing this down, go ahead and get out a pen and piece of paper. Make sure you write this down. You got it? Fantastic. So you want to make sure that you create a separate Facebook profile just for business and just keep your friends and family separate from it. You want to make sure that you set your profile settings to public so that way all the content that you're rolling out gets seen. Then you want to fill in the necessary details on your profile so that way People will know what you're about. Don't keep those details sections empty. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to start building your audience by going on to influential people's Facebook fan pages, whoever that might be in your niche. Then start adding those people, but don't add them too fast. And then the last thing you want to do is consistently roll out daily content that your target audience is looking for while mixing in your own uniqueness. Jose asks, how do I stay motivated in my business? I'm finding it very challenging, and any advice would be appreciated. Thanks. So, you don't want to stay motivated in your business. You want to be inspired because motivation only lasts for so long. So, on any given day, you could be feeling down or you don't feel like taking action. And then all it takes is just to watch a video, you get pumped up, and then you get ready to tackle on the day, only to find out that by the next day, you're faced with the same obstacle again. And then you think to yourself, you know what? I don't feel like doing anything for business today. I'm just going to go ahead and be lazy. And then maybe tomorrow I'll go back and take action. You don't want to operate like that on a daily basis. It's okay to take a break here and there, but not too often and not for too long. What you want to do is you want to be inspired. Why did you get started in building this business? Now, Jose, if you haven't gotten crystal clear on this, you want to get crystal clear on your why. Why did you start building this business in the first place? I mean, obviously, it's to make money. That's everyone's reason for getting started and building a business. However, what is that newfound wealth going to do for your life? How is it going to enhance the quality of your life more than what you currently have already? See, that's the question that you got to take some time to put thought into. Now, your why could be that you have a travel destination you always wanted to go to. Maybe there's a car that you always wanted to buy, but you just couldn't afford it. Maybe it could be that you have a family member who's having health issues and it pains you to see them in pain all the time. So you want to go ahead and make more than enough so that you can pay for the medical treatments so that they can get better. Whatever your why may be, take some time to define it and write it down. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. It could be also your why could be if you have kids, if you have a family, you want to give them a better life. But don't forget also, what is your newfound wealth going to do for yourself? I recently had a post not too long ago in which I asked the following question. If you could have one thing right now, what would it be? And there's some people that said money, there's some people that mentioned other things, but the commonality that I saw from asking that question is a lot of people talk about what they would have based on what other people want right now. So, in other words, they only talk about it within the perspective of giving to other people. And that's nice. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for that. But with some of those people that talked about it in the sense of giving to other people, I followed it up with, well, that's great, but what about yourself? And there was no response from a lot of them. Now, I won't name names, but there was a lot of no responses after I asked that question. And the sad thing is, a lot of people don't really take the time to think about what they want for themselves. And I learned from my coach and mentor, Rich Guzman, that it's okay to be a little selfish and give to yourself because You're not just building a business so that you can just merely give to other people and just only keep it at that. You're not giving to yourself. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with giving to other people. It's a noble gesture, but you want to also leave some room for yourself as well. Because I know why you get started in building a business is because you want to enhance the quality of your own life. You want to make it better than what you currently have right now. What would you give to yourself with your newfound financial wealth? And don't shy away from it. It's not being selfish. It's not being an asshole. You're thinking about yourself because it's like what I learned from my coach and mentor Rich Guzman. The more that you give to yourself, the more you can give back to other people. Have you ever thought about it that way before? So the more that you can give to yourself, the more that you can give to other people. Why does it work like that? It works like that because when you give to yourself, it shows you that you love and care about yourself to be happy. And because you gain that happiness from that, that happiness can be expressed and expanded upon when you give to other people. And you'll be coming from a place of abundance and not scarcity. Now, that's another topic for another day, but I'll keep it within the context of staying motivated in your business. Whatever your why may be, take some time to define that. Create a vision board if you must. I actually have one right behind my desktop monitor here, and I look at it every time before I start working on my business so I don't lose track of the vision. And especially on the days where I don't feel like taking action, or I feel like quitting, or I don't want to do anything, I look back at that vision board that's right behind this desktop monitor. You can't actually see it, but it's there. And what I do is I look at that and I'm reminded of why I'm doing this in the first place. Your why will keep you going even on the days when you want to quit. So take some time to get clearly defining your why and then keep that close to your heart. Keep it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day so that when you're working on your business, you're reminded of why you're doing this in the first place. Gia asks, would you consider solo ads to be the best form of paid marketing? The short answer is yes. The reason why solo ads are the best form of paid marketing, especially if you're brand new to affiliate marketing and you've never promoted a business ever in your life, solo ads are the easiest form of paid traffic and they're actually the best. Why? Because depending on the solo ad provider that you go to, you can actually purchase clicks packages that are reasonable compared to, say, amateurly doing paid Facebook advertising. Unless you have a really big budget and you know what you're doing. But if you're a beginner just getting started and building a business, I highly recommend that you invest into a course that's going to teach you about the whole process behind how solo ads work, how you can go about searching for reputable solo ad providers, where to find them, and asking the right questions so that you can actually get the best ROI possible. Now, the mileage will vary depending on the solo ad provider, but you want to make sure that you do your research first. Make sure that you invest into a solo ads course that's going to teach you what to do. But once you learn how to do that whole process, how to implement that paid marketing strategy, it's absolutely going to benefit your business. And while you may make some sales here and there, the whole goal is to collect leads. And if you're building a list in your business, solo ads are the way to do it because they are the fastest way possible to being able to build a list for your business. Skylar asks, what's the number one thing to avoid in your business? I want to make sure I am not doing anything wrong here. Skylar, it's what I talked about earlier on in this video, but I'll go ahead and talk about it again here. The number one thing you want to avoid doing in your business is avoid pitching. There is nothing more irritating and annoying than pitching. Pitching does not work for whatever business you may be promoting. You got to keep in mind that there's a certain way you got to communicate with people. There's a certain way that you got to be writing out your content. It can't just be about the company on everything that you do, from your messages to your posts to your emails, etc., etc. You got to write a certain way. You got to talk a certain way to people that can actually get the conversation going, and so that you can actually find out if whoever it is that you're talking to actually has a need for your business opportunity, your product, or your service. So I recommend that you avoid pitching altogether. If there's people telling you that all you need to do is talk about your company offer on your social media, or you're getting people telling you that, oh, just message people in their inboxes and tell them how great of an opportunity that it is without having a conversation first, stay away from those people. They're not real coaches. They're not real mentors. They're just confusing you more so that you'll be consuming more and more, and it's not going to benefit you over the long term. Avoid pitching. And like I said earlier on, have the conversation. That's the main goal. Have the conversation with your audience. If you don't have that conversation, it's not only going to be impossible to generate leads and close sales, but it'll be a hard time for you to get any kind of results going. People are not going to engage with your content. People are not going to be responding to your messages. They're going to be pissed off at you, going to be unfollowing you fast. And you want to make sure that you avoid doing that at all times. Don't be pitching, focus on connecting. Okay, so if you have any questions for me and you're watching this right now, now's the time to actually drop it in the comments below. And if there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in. I trust you got a ton of value out of this live stream. And if you did, I invite you to join me on the journey of achieving time freedom with affiliate marketing. Simply grab my beginner's cheat sheet for affiliate marketing report by looking for the link below this video. And let me know how I can be of service to you on your journey to business success. I will gladly point you in the right direction. With that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me in on this latest episode. Have an amazing day, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. Take care, and all the absolute best.